Wait, actually, you can make back your investment in 37 days? Alright, so before we start, I would like to ask you guys one question. If there's any game like Stepn that has a really good community, very promising future, and that already has some game activity, I would love to do some more research on those type of games too. So give me some suggestions that would help me out a lot. Hi, this is Elson, and this episode is brought to you by Lag Studio. So I received a great amount of feedbacks and questions since my last video on the best strategy. As of today, that strategy still holds if you believe in the project long term. My team and I personally love the project from like the token economic standpoint, the team, the constant updates, the product design, the mechanics. We think that they are really promising. However, with the recent GMT launch, there has been a lot of speculation. The GMT doesn't have any functions at the moment. However, it was the fourth most traded coin on Binance at one point. So this got a lot of players anxious on the future of the game and if there was a potential pump and dump scenario. Personally, I don't think that's something you should have to worry about as long as you're just interested in participating in the game as a player. But there's a lot of knowledge that supports that claim if you're interested, and I could make another video on that. But what you should know is that the current price of the GMT is based on pure speculation, but the founding team has been really vocal about that in their Discord. So with that being said, I decided to make this video to find the fastest way to secure your initial investment. If you are able to earn back what you spend on an initial sneaker, from there on you shouldn't have to worry about the future of the game. Again, in no way do I think the game is a scam, but I do want to help those wanting to participate but currently on the sidelines find a more comfortable way and walk the first step. Alright, so before I go into each scenario, let me go through the assumptions I made so that things don't get too crazy. For the assumptions, I assumed that for the level 0 common sneaker, the efficiency was 6, the resilience was also 6. All ladder points will be allocated towards efficiency. I know this goes against the strategy in my previous video, but this made it easier for me to build my model. In terms of revenue, this should be higher, but the net GST should be a little bit lower since repair costs will be higher than the optimal solution. Also, shout out to Johnny on Lag Studio for building the full model for me to build my other models upon. I'll put a link of his channel in the description. He's in charge of our Chinese channel. In terms of energy, I assume that there's 2 energy. With 3 pairs of shoes, you can double the energy, but you also triple your initial investment. So for now, let's go with 2 energy. I included a GST formula plug of 0.9 to account for the randomization aspect in the earning equation. To be more conservative, I chose a number below 1. Of course, if you have really good luck, you could probably earn a bit more and get your initial investment back faster. I also included an earning buffer of 0.9 to account for situations like GPS problems, speed problems, and any other scenarios where it might cause you to earn less GST than expected. So in order for you to level to 29 and 30, you would need GMT tokens. So I set the max level per sneaker to 28 due to 1, it's too hard to predict the price of GMT in 90 days. 2, GMT earning mechanisms is still unclear at the moment. So to minimize the amount of unpredictable variables, I decided to just assume we level it to level 28. The starting durability was set to 100, and I assumed that we repair after every run before we level up, as lower levels have lower repair costs. This aligns with the strategy we mentioned in the last video. You could probably earn back your investments a few days sooner if you don't choose to repair the last few days, as long as durability is 51, but in the long run this shouldn't matter. However, you do have to note that if your durability isn't 100, you can't sell your sneaker. I was also conservative on the GST price and set it to 3.2. At the moment, it's currently at 3.4 and in a steady uptrend. The GST prices does affect the outcome a lot since the project is so early in though. I would expect it to keep its current trend for at least a few months. In terms of shoe price, this defines how much your initial investment is. So for the sake of the model, I looked on market on March 13th to find the cheapest sneaker at each level of our scenarios. I couldn't find a level 10 shoe on the market, so I estimated the price with a level 9 shoe plus a leveling cost times 1.1 to account for the time spent to level up that shoe. Since the shoes are priced in Seoul, I used the price on March 13th, which is $82.41. And in these scenarios, I do include liquidating or selling your sneakers at the end of the 90-day period. And the way I use to calculate the price is just the sum of leveling up from level 0 to level 28 or whatever level we decided to level to as the capital appreciation. It's highly likely as the project gets more popular, sneakers will go up way higher than that. But of course, if you don't choose to sell at the end and continue to earn, hypothetically, you would be netting around 12.6 GST a day at level 28. That translates to $1,200 a month USD. So if you keep on earning, essentially you would earn more and more as the game goes on. Why did I pick these scenarios? I picked different shoe levels because at level 4, 9, you have 10 and 30 GSTs to level up. It's way higher than how you would at other levels. And that slows you down in terms of getting your investment back. I didn't go up to level 19 because there's no market data on level 19 shoes. And the last scenario at level 10 already shows sign of slowing down as you get your investment back. In terms of leveling up scenario, there are 4 scenarios. Level up from 28 from a starting level because it's the usual strategy. The one is buy a shoe at a certain level and don't level up because leveling up to 28 costs around 491 GST. You net around 12.6 GST. As we mentioned before, at level 28, it would make sense that if you wanted to get your investment back faster, you should focus on earning GST first instead of leveling up. The third scenario would be start from level 0, level up to a particular level and stop. The fourth scenario being start from level 5, level up to a particular level and stop. These are just 2 of the more common starting points. Usually you purchase a sneaker with a mint 0, level 0, or a shoe box for future minting possibilities. Or you would just buy the cheapest sneaker on there, and usually that's a mint to level 5 sneaker. Alright, in terms of the results, let's look at the first row over here. You start with the level 0 sneaker, both scenarios. One scenario, you go to level 28. The other scenario you don't level up. Of course, in these 2 scenarios, it would make more sense to level up to 28 because the earning potential at 0 is just too low. You would take around 140 days to get your initial investment covered by profit. If it's a level 28 scenario, then this is the most common strategy. You would probably get your investment covered by profit at the 73-day time period. The ROI in 90 days is around 85%. Of course, that includes liquidating your shoe, but if you don't, then you'll keep on earning. If you look at row 2 over here, then we already have the level 4 scenario where you level up to 28, you don't level up at level 4, or you buy a level 0 shoe and then you level it up to level 4 and stop leveling up. As you can see though, in these type of scenarios, you're already seeing that no level up has a faster initial investment covered by profit. But of course, because at level 4 your earning potential is still lower, ROI in 90 days is actually higher, leveling up to 28. If you move to level 5, it's really similar to level 4 because the difference of the 10 GST level up is not that substantial. And in terms of the price, they're really similar too. When you look at level 9 here, you could see that it's a little bit different in terms of the pattern. In terms of leveling up to level 28, none of these scenarios is the most optimal scenario. The most optimal scenario is that if you buy a level 9 sneaker, don't level up, and you'll get your initial investment covered by profit back the fastest, and that's 37 days. In terms of the ROI though, if you start with a level 5 sneaker and level it up to level 9, even though you have to spend a few more days to level up, in the end, because of the price difference, it's only 1 day later for you to get your initial investment back, but it's also a little bit higher in terms of ROI. So no matter which scenario you start with, I'd say level it up to level 9 for you to get your initial investment covered by profit back the fastest. If you look at level 10, you could see that the leveling up cost from level 9 to level 10 does make a slight difference, and that makes your initial investment covered by profit a little bit slower by a few days. In level 9 and level 10 scenarios, you could see that leveling up to 28, they're all a little bit lower or suboptimal. That's only because the fund life or the model that I ran only runs for 90 days. It would easily be higher if this scenario was extended to, let's say, 120 days or 150 days. All right, ending notes. So before everything those were the solutions. But again, I am not a financial advisor. If you invest in crypto, you can lose it all. But it is really interesting, and I really like this project. I spent around 2 weeks to produce all of the scenarios with the help of Johnny and our team. Again, I will link his channel down below. He's our kind of go-to guy for financial modeling. This game, however, earning more money is not the only goal. I think it does bring out more people to go out and exercise, and that's really valuable too, right? But if there is any kind of scenarios or corner cases, different goals that you want me to test out, or if there's any questions in general that you want me to answer or help you figure it out, we can learn together on that part. Leave a comment, subscribe on Twitter, on YouTube. In the end, exercising, excited, stay safe, peace.